Okay, so I want to do an updated video on if Gemtoki is actually worth buying. Essentially, no, he isn't. The rate's really bad, and the economy has inflated so much that his rate doesn't do anything. I don't know the exact amount. Even if you made 500k per hour, which isn't happening, anyone that's played this game, for an hour knows that you're not making 500,000 per hour. It's just not that good. You're probably gonna make 100k per hour at best. Maybe 200k if you're really good and you really go for it, but the rate's just not good. For context, let's just say you're making 100k per hour, just keeping it easy. You're talking to people, you might not be completely serious. It's going to take you 500 hours to get a divine. You're not going to spend a month to get one item. Come on. And you're not going to grind that much during um, just any amount of time. Like, yeah. There's no one that's insane enough that wants to grind that amount of time for one item. You can do it. It's doable, but it's terrible. And then just as far as what you're competing with for the same amount of money, these are just scams. Never buy the premium gem shop because it's so expensive. It's just unreasonable. If you're wondering why I say it's so unreasonable, check the cross trade video I made. Uh, I go into more detail there, but basically, cross trade has been a massive problem in this game for a long time, and it's not been dealt with. There are three servers that everyone knows have been around for forever, and there have been multiple scam servers and all that stuff. I'll go to that video if you want a bunch of detail on all the cross trade stuff that you really should know if you're a trader. But essentially, this rate is so bad, it's basically just a scam. You would never get this bad of a rate nowadays. Even the bots that would get you bans in trade chat, which right now, if you see any bots in trade chat that are posting a website link, those are scam bots typically. Those are not supported servers or servers that you will get away with trading on. Uh, One of the websites that had scam bots a long time ago basically had a rivalry with Sub. So they basically were determined that they could flood the game with a bunch of bots and just Sub couldn't do anything about it. He banned all of the bots very easily. Within the next like week or two, they were all gone. But anyone that used that website, from what I heard, got banned. Which again, a lot of this is word of mouth, so could be wrong. But those were not supported. That was not a supported website that you were allowed to trade on. It was actually being heavily moderated. There are three servers that have been known for a long time that are not moderated. So the people that have traded in those servers get away with it, from what I know. Um, which I won't really get into it too much more, but the typical rate that cross trade has, which is very well known, is about $1.50 per mil. Now, no one's been buying or selling. One of the servers was sold off to some random guy that no one knows. Uh, there's a lot to go into as far as cross trade goes. But again, if someone's a middleman for cross trade and they aren't known, they shouldn't be trusted. That's just a typical thing. If someone doesn't have vouchers and they, haven't proven that they're a trustworthy person, you shouldn't be the first person to trust them. I've seen an S grade amethyst be stolen before because, they gave it to someone that shouldn't be trusted. Just don't don't do it. If they've gotten a lot of legitimate vouchers that aren't faked, and or someone personally that has used someone and they were trusted and they didn't scam, then you can consider risking it. But it's never a guarantee that you're not going to get scammed. You just do the best that you can. But I still don't recommend cross trade. And if you watch that cross trade video, you'll know. I think I covered basically everything I know in that one. There's probably some other stuff, but I covered the majority of what I could think was useful to people in that video. So I'd recommend watching it if you're curious about it, but that's kind of it. But the gem shop is just a scam. Don't ever buy it. Like don't ever go into it. And then the rainbow pack is just miserable. The reason why is it broke 40,000 copies, which you might think oh, okay, that's just a random number. It broke. Why does that matter? Winter Pack also broke 40,000 copies, and that was last Christmas. For context, Elf Enforcer was about 50,000 back then. Nutcracker was around 90 to 120K, and then Winter was about 120 to 150K. And they've climbed this much since then. So they climbed a little bit, sure, but they really just inflated with the market. They didn't really climb. So the copy amounts are so large on Rainbow Chaos that we wouldn't expect it to really grow. If Sub removed it back when we thought he would, it would have gone up some, like would have climbed okay. Now it's not going to really do anything, and Sub abandoned the game entirely. We never got sneak peeks. Charisma leaked the what is it? Charisma leaked the playtest. So if you want to see the champions from the playtest that they were testing, you can check his video out. But that update will probably never come out because Sub has been radio silent as far as Deathball goes. He hasn't done anything for the game. He still has moderation looking over the game and keeping it fine. Like if they found dupe glitches or some big exploit, it's going to be patched. They still have moderation. It's just it's not being worked on the way it was. It's being maintained now. But I don't recommend you buy any of the rainbow packs or just any purchase in general because this game isn't going to be worked on and it's probably just going to keep dying out. A lot of the regulars have quit and dropped this game entirely that I know. So from when I made the YouTube, a lot of the traders I personally know quit, and a lot of people in the comments have quit. So I don't know how many people are even interested in trading at this point, but the regulars are dropping like flies. So I don't expect it to get better, and I wouldn't recommend investing your money into a game that's really not going to go anywhere. There's no reason to believe that the game is going to be worked on again with what Sub has done. So we'll see. But that's pretty much it. I don't recommend you get Gemtoki and long convoluted reasoning of why, but for the people that are interested, that's why. So that's pretty much it. And it's a side thing. Don't ever buy this pack. I've said it before, but just don't buy it. But yeah, that's it. So, we're going.